Good afternoon, vaqueros and vaqueras. Welcome back. Achieve 3,000 children at work. While we're here in period 7, millions of children throughout the world are working, not because they want to, but because they have to. They make soccer balls, they weave carpets, they go miles underground to dig minerals and ore. And sometimes, as we read about, I think in October, they harvest beans for chocolate. Very few of them get paid much, if anything. Many times their health is at risk, and oftentimes their education is neglected. Even here in the United States, on tobacco farms, kids as young as 12 are working sometimes 40 hours a week, picking crops, particularly tobacco. 100 years ago and today, not much has changed. It's all done by hand. It's in the sun. Probably have more pesticides today, but tobacco is a very harmful crop to pick by hand. Philip Morris is the biggest landowner that harvests tobacco, and it goes towards cigarettes, which make a lot of money for Philip Morris. Green tobacco sickness that you're going to read about gives the kids that harvest tobacco headaches, nausea. Oftentimes they're not paid for the overtime they work. Many times they fall behind in school. There is a federal Department of Labor, and they've passed laws for a very long time, and children have not been able to work during school hours for over 50 years. But in agriculture, you can be as young as 12 years old and still work on farms, and you can be younger if you work on a small farm, so long as it's after school. The report that you're going to read about found health and safety of children on tobacco farms was very poor. And you're going to read about Kevin Garcia. He worked on a tobacco field since he was 11. He has one perspective, and you're also going to read from Paul Hornback. He owns a tobacco farm and has a different perspective. Before we get to the short video, most improved last week versus the week before. Miss Barrett in 6th grade was up 49%. Miss Gorgon in 7th, 11%. Miss Kalou's period 7 was up 7%. You all get a Achieve Unicorn. And in 1 month, we'll do another Most Improved, and the unicorns will move classrooms. Okay, there's a unicorn for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and it goes to the Most Improved class. Okay, enjoy the video. Have a great day.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Tobacco companies cannot legally sell cigarettes to children, but they're reportedly profiting from child labor. That's the conclusion of a recent investigation by the New York Times that uncovers the dangers faced by thousands of children working on tobacco farms in the United States. Headline, Just 13 and Working Risky 12-Hour Shifts in the Tobacco Fields. The piece reveals child laborers frequently catch what is known as green tobacco sickness, or nicotine poisoning, which can cause vomiting, dizziness, irregular heart rates, among other symptoms. Children are especially vulnerable to toxic pesticides since their bodies are still developing. The risks include nervous system damage, reproductive impacts, and cancer. Many of the kids are immigrants or children of immigrants and routinely work 60-hour work weeks without overtime pay. Tobacco workers can absorb as much nicotine as if they were actually smoking simply by handling wet tobacco leaves. Earlier this year, Human Rights Watch spoke to several child tobacco workers who describe what it's like to work on tobacco farms.
Your neck starts hurting, your shoulders are hurting, and you're just like your body wants to give up.
It feels like you can't feel your legs and you gotta take breaks.
I use the bathroom before I leave, and I just wait till I get back here. We start working at 6 and we get out at 6, and I just wait till I get home.
It feels horrible because you feel like there's no air, and then you look down, you look beside, and then you're only halfway done, and you feel like it's time for us to get out because you feel like you're going to die in there.